Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Scott Newhouse. I'm a certified financial planner. I'm excited that you are with me today. We're going to talk about the very unexciting topic of how to make your home easier for you as you age. I know, not the most fun topic, not the sexiest topic, but I think it's really important. And honestly, I think a lot of people underlook and don't really understand what they should be thinking about in their 50s, 60s, and definitely 70s, things that they might want to change so that older age, late 70s, 80s, 90s, even 100 plus is going to be easier for you. Old age is not going to be easy for anyone for a variety of reasons. Lots of stuff's going to go wrong that we're not going to like, but we can't really do much about. But we can fix up our home and tweak our home a little bit to make it better. And so before we get into this, I've talked about long-term care in the past. Obviously, there's, assisted living facilities and places where you can go and basically live there, either on your own or, kind of in a shared room, do some activities there, whatnot. Most people that I talk to don't want to do that. They would like to stay at home, and then if they need care, have someone come to their home and help assist them, some kind of healthcare worker come assist them to do what they need. That's the dream, and that's the goal for, I think, all of us. Stay healthy enough so that we can stay at home for the entirety of our lives without having to move into some kind of assisted living facility. So that's kind of the framework and in the focus of this episode, which is if we're lucky enough and if we do the work that we're allowed to stay at home, what do we need to do to make sure that home's going to be easy for us in older age? And as I just said before, I really do think this is something you should be thinking about in your 60s and 70s. Plan for it in advance before we necessarily are at that stage where you need to fix your house right away. So I hope that makes sense. I do want to say that the reality of aging is that you're just going to have more accidents than you will when you're younger. It's estimated there's around 36 million falls among the elderly every single year, and it results in over 30,000 deaths. That's obviously tragic, and some of that stuff we're not going to be able to prevent. It's just going to happen, but some of it we can make our houses easier for us to navigate so that we avoid those very painful falls. That, man, when I'm 38. When I fall, it's painful. And so, our bones are going to get weaker. Our muscles are going to we're going to lose our muscles. So it's painful for me now when I, slip and fall. I can't imagine how painful it's going to be, 40 years from now. So we really want to avoid those falls as much as possible. So 5 different things that we can do around the house at some point in our 60s and 70s so that we can prepare for it. And by the way, there also is downsizing. You can downsize, but that's not going to be one of the things that I'm going to mention. But if you do decide to downsize, just scope out, what does the home look like? Is it a single story or is it 2 stories? Those stairs are tough. And we've got some ideas that you can, of how you can navigate stairs, but it's not a great idea to be going up and down stairs in your 70s, 80s, and 90s. And then just look for other different things around that potential house that you might downsize to if you want to go down that path. But let's just assume you're going to keep your current home and you're going to make some tweaks and spend some money to make some adjustments. First thing that I would think about is adding handrails in your hallways and in your bathrooms, especially places where you're going to go spend most of your time. Most of, let's say you're going from the living room to the kitchen. Is that a really tough walk? Is it a long walk? Is there any place where you're not going to have any support? And if you fall, you're going straight to the ground. If so, well, is there a place where we can add in a handrail on the way? And really, we got to think about where we're going to spend our most time and what steps are you going to take? Bedroom to living room, bedroom to kitchen, bathroom to living room, etc. So just really think through, what do I do on a daily basis in my home? What kind of steps where do I go from point A to point B? And where is there something that's lacking, something where I don't have grip on something that can help stabilize me and support me if I'm starting to fall. So that's one. The hallways, bathrooms are really important too. And you'd want to probably put that, either near the toilet or in the shower. And really, bathrooms are kind of the most dangerous place. And I actually don't, have the numbers to back that up. But I mean, just think about it. If you're running the shower or bath, there's going to be water, there's going to be moisture. And so it's just going to be much more prevalent for you to fall in there. That's especially dangerous if you're home alone, or if someone knows that you're in the bathroom, shower, whatever. But it might take them like an extra few minutes to realize, oh, they haven't come out yet. He hasn't come out yet. This is a longer shower than normal. Well, maybe you're down on the ground because you slipped and fell and you can't, get back up. So hallways where you're going to navigate different places, bathrooms, let's think about adding in handrails when appropriate in there, and especially in the shower, because we want to make sure, we really don't want to have a fall in the bathroom in the shower. The second point that I have is think about replacing your flooring. And so typically, carpeting is going to be a little bit easier than, tile flooring, hardwood, flooring, things of that nature. Because obviously it's softer. It's a little bit easier if something were to happen for elderly folks to, kind of take that fall, if you will. But one thing to think about is, if you have different levels of flooring. So if you have, hardwood here, and then, in that next section, you have carpet, is there some chance that you could, trip over that? Something gets caught. Could that cause some kind of fall? Another thing to think about with tile and hardwood is it too slippery? And maybe you're not, willing to go full carpet there, but is there some kind of padding or tape that you can put down so that it's not as slippery in that specific area? And again, it might be easy for us to navigate this in our 50s, 60s, and early 70s, but the slippery spots, they're going to become much more dangerous the older we get. So think about the flooring. Carpeting's definitely a little bit easier to navigate and cushion those falls. But I know that's a big undertaking to replace all of that, and some people don't like carpet. So think about, any kind of non-stick tape that you can put over the hardwood tiles just to make things a little bit easier. The third thing that I have is remodeling the bathroom. Again, bathrooms are one of the most dangerous places for adults, over 75 and up. Often results in bone fractures via the falls coming from the tile, the water, the moisture, etc. So the non-slip that I mentioned before, the tape, and I should have said mat as well. You could put that non-slip mat in the bath or the tub, as well as in the floors of the bathroom. That could make it easier. Another thing that you could do is you can install a seat in the tub/shower. So you can, if you're showering, you can just sit down and relax. And that could also be another, safety valve in case you slip and fall. Oh, I got the seat. Let's fall on that, or sit on that ideally. But that doesn't replace the handrails, which I really do think we need to add in to the shower/tub. Another thing that you could think about for the bathroom is, when you're walking into a shower, it might be like a step above, or there might be like a little bit of separation from, right outside the shower into the shower, and you have to jump over that or step over that. That is a huge place for potential accidents. You stub your toe on that little part right in the middle between the tub and the rest of the bathroom, and then you're going to fall face first into the shower, and that's going to be extremely painful, and it could definitely break bones and really hurt you. So if you've got the money and the inclination, can you make it a walk-in so that there's nothing that you have to step over in order to get into the shower? Obviously that's going to cost money, and it might not be something that you're up for, but you've really got to, remove those tripping hazards as well. So the bathroom, I think that's a good list of things that we have there. Smart home devices, that's my fourth thing. I do not like smart home devices. I don't have any myself, But, things like Amazon's Alexa, Google's Home, they can just make it easier for you to do certain things. Turn on and off lights, adjust the television volume, etc. So basically, the reason why I mentioned this, even though I don't like all that electronic kind of garbage in my mind, is it's going to make one less thing that you're going to physically have to do in your older age. And so and it's going to decrease the steps that you have to take, and thus it's going to decrease the potential falls that you're going to incur. So if you can just lower what you don't need to necessarily do, and you can just outsource it to technology, that's going to make things a little bit safer for you. And again, I'm kind of iffy on that, but boy, I would think about it if I was older, just to make my life a little bit easier in terms of different operations around the house. The fifth thing that I've got for you is install ramps. Now, at least when I looked this up, 9 million people over the age of 65 have some kind of wheelchair, cane, a walker, something to assist them with walking. The problem is obviously with steps. It's harder to go over steps and go up steps with those different kind of devices that you have to assist you. So things like in the front yard, in the front door, the side door, are there any steps that you have to get up to get to the house? Is there any way we can add a ramp, or just avoid the steps entirely so that you get where you need to go without, again, having to take your cane or your walker and go up step, up step, up step? That's tough. And again, what I'm thinking about is, how do we decrease the chance of a fall? And so if we can just avoid the steps, that's going to decrease our chances of a fall, because steps are, inherently dangerous, for folks who are older. So those are the 5 things that I've got. Think about the ramps, think about the smart home devices, think about remodeling the bathroom. That's a big one. Think about replacing your flooring and making it, less slippery, more consistent, easier to get around. And then think about handrails throughout your house, hallways, and bathrooms. I think this is a really good list. A lot of people, when they get into their, 50s, 60s, and even 70s, they're just thinking about life as it is right now. And they're, from the retirees that I talk to, they are enjoying life. They are enjoying retirement, as they should be. But how you are physically and mentally right now in your 50s, 60s, and 70s, it's not gonna be how you are for the rest of your life. And so I would take, these preventative measures to make your life in the future a little bit easier for you as you age. Going to decrease your risk of falling and hurting yourself, and hopefully increase your quality of life as you go through retirement. So I hope this helps. Let me know if you have any questions or comments, and have a great day. Bye.